Well, hello and welcome to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. Glad to have you here, whether you're first timer, long timer, cross watcher. Everybody, welcome all the time. This is a tarot reading that is focused strictly on you and your ability to manifest. Nothing else. No one, no else. Strictly focused on you. So the interpretation, a little bit different than what it normally would be. And it all begins right here with the Hyper Shuffle. And there you go. Today's Tao Manifesting Tarot reading. Let's get to it. All right, remember, the focus is you, your ability to manifest. And we begin with the frequency, the key frequency, observer. Very important time to just observe. It's an active thing. It's not passive. It's not just sitting in the peanut gallery watching the game go by. No, no. You have to observe. That means understand. That means analyze. It means get yourself in a position where you can stand back and watch the playing field and take account. Now, whether this applies in your life specifically or generally to the world at large, doesn't make any difference. Very important time for you to observe. We got the Mercury retrograde, we got the Mars retrograde coming up, all the other big planets going retrograde farther in the fall. It's going to be a busy, busy time. And if you're paying attention to the news outside of the regular news, you know there's tons happening. The world is in a midst of serious, serious change. So observe. Very important for you. But be sure that you do so with a positive attitude. Queen of Wands, that's what she's known for. That's what she's famous for, right? Getting into everything wholeheartedly. Very vibrant, very charming, enthusiastic, self-confident. Look at all that yellow, that positivity, right? This is what you need as you're observing. Always look for the brighter side. Always look for the possibilities. And they may not appear at first. That's why you have to observe. This is not just kind of a quick snapshot. It's like, ooh, here's what's going on in the world today. Here's what's going on in my world today. No, no, no. It's a movie. It's playing itself out. You got to follow through the plot. Observe, observe, observe. You're going to pick up new information, new insights. You may pick up one huge one, or you may get a lot of smaller ones. I'm anticipating that's the way it's going to be coming. Looking at the astrology, your observations are going to come very often. They won't be necessarily earth-shaking by themselves, but when you put all the puzzles together, all the jigsaw pieces together, it's going to be a big picture. Very important. And again, the Wands idea, these two cards are essential. If you're observing, expect a lot of new information, and always, always, always look at it the positive, enthusiastic side. Initially, it may look less than that. But keep in mind all this Wands energy, information coming in that may be positive, or if it doesn't appear to be on the surface, it's your job. Because if you don't do it, you're going to talk yourself into a hole. You've been in that like everybody else for the past 2 years, maybe your whole life. Here you have this gal surrounded by swords, thoughts. Thoughts that, because they surround her, she has now adopted, but they're not her thoughts originally. They're not her ideas. But she accepted them. And she blinded herself to the truth. But you see, she's standing in that little stream. That's emotion. That's intuition. She knows, even blindfolded and tied up, she knows what the truth is. The question is, will she set herself free? The question is, will you set yourself free? That's why you have to be an observer, because much of what you've been told has just confused you. Much of what you've been raised with has just confused you. You found out that all those things that they said that were so important aren't now important very much at all. Your value system has undergone a dramatic change, or is in the process of same. But you realize at this point that you've been fooled. Mark Twain said it's easier to fool somebody than to convince them that they have been fooled. That's all ego. That's all ego. And to be an observer, a really true good observer, and to get rid of all the negativity, you have to be positive. You have to look on the positive side. Look at everything and its potential. This is really key energy. The Queen and Eight of Wands, really key energy as an observer. Always look for that little bit of brightness. Always look for that little bit of positivity. Always look for a way that it can make your life and you better. That's the key. But to do that, you got to have your basic set of values, your core beliefs. What are your core beliefs? What is important to you? Are you a things people or a people people? We live in a world where things are more important than people. You see the end result. And if you haven't yet, just give it a few months. You're really going to see how the things over people idea works. Not so much. So you're in the process of, again, realigning or reinforcing your sense of values. Very, very important. And again, it's always connecting with self. It's always connecting with self. As you're observing, don't be distant. Don't go, well, that's them. That's not me. No, no, no. What you observe is another side, another part of you. And for me, when I do these readings, these manifesting readings, this says mind, body, spirit joining. Mind, body, spirit joining. Once you begin to assemble those, and you need a good set of values to do that. Once you begin to assemble mind, body, spirit, things begin to come together, but you got a decision to make. You have some important information. You could go either way with your decision. That's why you have to observe, and it's not a one-time only deal. Again, it's not a snapshot. It's a movie. And that's why for the next several months, you have to consciously observe so that you can resolve this dilemma, this Two of Swords, 2 points of view, 2 points of information, of data. And you got to make a decision. You make the right one for positivity, for gratefulness, for gratitude, for enthusiasm. 6 of Wands says you'll win. But again, that goes back to the original 2 cards. Queen of Wands, 8 of Wands. You must stay positive. You must stay open to the information and always look at it from the perspective of positivity, hope. You do that, you get the 6 of Wands. It's automatic. It's real easy to do. But again, as we have the vice versa card going forward today, meaning you are actively doing this, you got the 10 of Pentacles. If you do not have a solid basis of values, if you do not value yourself, you're going nowhere. You can't be positive. You can't even be a good observer. You're just somebody who's just kind of going along for the ride. And aren't you tired of that? So it really boils down to positivity of action, of thought, of desire. And that is all based on the idea of a good set of values. And then with that around you, consciously observe. Not passively, like you would a game on television or something. You are part of the action. You're just not on the field. But observe. That's key to manifesting just the way you want it to do. You can do this. Yeah? Thumbs up, like, save, subscribe. Folks on YouTube, please, we'll be back here tomorrow with another good tarot manifesting reading. I hope you're here with me. If not, between now and the next time you and I have a chance to do this manifesting tarot thing, and I always look forward to it. Peace and blessings.